everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me once again. A black eye for the NBA today. It was announced today that the FBI, in a major crackdown on illegal gambling operations linked to the NBA, resulted in the arrest of over 30 individuals across 11 states. The probe uncovered two interconnected schemes, one involving sports betting and game manipulation using insider information from NBA players and coaches, and another centered on high stakes rigged poker games backed by organized crime family, including the Bonanno family, Gambinos, Genovese, and Lucchese mafia families. These operations allegedly defrauded victims of tens of millions of dollars through wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, and advanced cheating technology. I'm going to get more into this advanced cheating technology, so stick with me. This scandal echoes past NBA controversies, such as the 2007 Tim Donaghy referee fixing case. You may have remembered that. And the 2004 lifetime ban of Jonte Porter for manipulating his own pro bets. The current probe is unprecedented in scale. It's massive, tying professional basketball directly to the Kostra Nostra crime networks and highlights vulnerabilities in the post-legalization sports betting era. Reminds me of all those commercials where, they show that betting commercial. Many of you probably are very familiar with them. They talk about, oh, how easy it is. Yes, place your bets. 3 proponent NBA affiliates were among those taken into custody early today. Terry Rozier, he plays as a guard for the Miami Heat. His alleged involvement includes sports betting scheme, allegedly shared confidential info and manipulation performance, such as faking a foot injury to exit a March game back in 2023 between the Hornets and the Pelicans. This allowed bettors to cash in on under prop bets totaling $259,000. Chauncey Billups was the head coach for the Portland Trailblazers. He rigged poker games and participated in underground high-stakes sessions in Manhattan, Miami, Las Vegas, and the Hamptons. The high-stakes poker games used technology like X-ray table scanners, marked cards, and hidden cameras to cheat victims, and the mafia took their cut and strongly enforced those that owed the different families money. Here's a little bit more about the X-ray table scanners. They had specialized devices embedded in the poker tables that could detect and read card markings invisible to the naked eye. When the cards were laid flat on the table, these devices could see through the table and, knew what the cards were. The scanners also allowed cheaters to know the cards dealt to other players, giving them a significant advantage. So they had players at the table that were in on it too. One of them, the head coach for the Portland Trailblazers, Chauncey Billups. Also there at the poker tables, they had hidden cameras in secret trays, small concealed cameras placed in the trays or other table components to capture card information. These were often linked to wireless systems that transmitted real-time data to the accomplices or devices worn by the other cheaters. The cheaters used discrete earpieces or other wearable tech to receive card information from their accomplices outside of the game, enabling real-time strategic decisions based on opponents' hands. These technologies were orchestrated to defraud high-stakes poker players, with profits funneled to mafia families like the Bonanno and Gambino and Genovese and Lucchese, who also enforced debt through extortion or violence. While the sports betting scheme involved insider information and game manipulation, such as players like Terry Rozier allegedly faking injuries No specific advanced tech was detailed for that aspect beyond standard communication methods to share confidential info. Also arrested was Damon Jones, a former NBA player and assistant coach for the Cavaliers. He was arrested in Las Vegas, Nevada. Both schemes provided inside NBA info for bets and played in rigged poker games backed by the mafia. And as always, people are innocent until proven guilty. Evidently, they have a chance to plead their case and confess to what they did, but in the meantime, there's 6 defendants that face sports betting charges and 31 other people that are indicted for the poker operation. Some of those it's overlap charging, meaning that they're involved in both the NBA betting and also the poker operation. 13 are mafia members or associates. Additional arrests include 5 others tied to Porter's 2024 betting ring, where threats were made over gambling debt. So I was curious about the 11 states involved in this illegal poker operations. While the official press release and indictments did not list the states exhaustively, reporting from the investigator scoop, focusing on arrest location, game sites, and federal coordination, identifies the following as the primary states where arrests occurred or operations were conducted. The first one would be New York, the central hub for rigged games, Manhattan, the Hamptons. Harry Rozier lived in Oregon and Florida. He was arrested in Florida. He was involved in games in Miami. Chauncey Billups was arrested in Oregon, Portland. And of course, Nevada, high-stake games there in Las Vegas. California, potential arrest to the NBA betting overlap. New Jersey, yeah, that was the gambling. Pennsylvania, Eastern District Coordination betting flagged in Philly area games. Massachusetts, Boston, there was gambling rings there. Connecticut, don't say exactly what or how Connecticut was involved. Illinois, the poker networks, and Texas. They evidently have ongoing probes there. The sports betting and game rigging began around 2019. At least that's as far back as they go, but I'm sure it's longer. It escalated in 2023 with the NBA betting legalization. Insiders leak confidential information such as injuries, real or fake, the lineup, to gamblers who place bets on outcomes like player props. Rozier allegedly tipped off bettors before leaving the 2023 game. After just 9.5 minutes into the game, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, all under betting lines, splitting profits later. NBA games that were targeted involved teams like the Toronto Raptors, and others involved Brazen sports corruption, exploiting athlete access. Prosecutors called it one of the boldest schemes since online betting rise, with fraud mind-boggling in scale. Now, based on the recent federal announcement and reports, several high-profile gambling-related probes remain active, with a focus on illegal sports betting or rigged card games and organized crime ties. The most prominent is the one they call Operation Royal Flush. That one is rigged poker games. And another one called Operation Nothing But Bet. Now that one is related to the NBA sports betting, which led to over 30 arrests today, but are described as very much ongoing by officials. Other investigations span sweepstake casinos, transnational rings, and the NCAA violations. Now, Operation Royal Flush was in New York, involving high-stakes Texas Hold'em style type of games. Operation Nothing But Bet focused on illegal sports betting on NBA games. There's also a probe into Malik Beasley, NBA gambling probe. sports betting on NBA games and yeah, uh, different props. I believe he was part of the Detroit Pistons. He was a guard under federal scrutiny, or is under federal scrutiny, for alleged bets on league games. No charges as of yet. Like I said, they're all innocent until proven guilty. Online sweepstake casino games, virtual slots, blackjack with cash redemption. That one involves multiple states and is ongoing and was started earlier this year, 2025. Now, for the transnational illegal gambling ring, that involves illegal bookmaking and online wagering, sports, casino style games, etc. And that involves $9.5 million laundering across U.S. and India, indicted for wire fraud, ties to organized crime, and they also have the potential for more charges on money laundering. NCAA sports violations. Temple, Arizona state has been permanently suspended as of September of this year for self-betting. Evidently, there's more investigation going on about that. Idaho horse track gambling operations. Salt Lake City, Utah. As of this month, there was a raid at La Cathedral Arena, illegal on-site betting at horse races. There's been multiple arrests for operating illegal businesses linked to violent crimes and drugs. The probe is still active. The federal complaint is still unsealed. Back on September 10th of this year, the NCAA committee permanently revoked eligibility for 3 divisions 1 men basketball players after uncovering a scheme involving betting on their own and teammates' games, plus manipulating performance, underperforming, faking injuries, deliberately missing shots, things like that, to influence the outcome of the games. The player that was involved in Fresno State, former Fresno State, was Isaiah Bourbon. He bet on his own game, shared betting information with teammates, and manipulated performances in both 2024 and 2025 season's games. David Vasquez, former Fresno State player, he also bet on Fresno State games. He texted about underperforming in January of this year and was transferred. He was transferred to San Jose State, so I don't know if he's still playing or not. Another player from Fresno State was Malik Weaver. He also bet on his own games and participating in manipulating schemes during 2024 and 2025 season. Fresno State did suspend the players. They were either roommates or teammates, and the case was closed, and players are now ineligible for NCAA competition. This is evidently also an active investigation. No arrests yet, but on September 11th of this year, the NCAA said they were probing 13 former basketball players from 6 schools for potential betting on their own games or game manipulation and leaking info to gamblers. That all stemmed from suspicious betting patterns flagged by sports books, such as large first-half spreads in 10-plus games from December of 2024 to mid-January of 2025. The FBI and the U.S. Attorney Office for the Eastern District of New York is examining the gambling syndicate targeting these teams. Indictments are expected soon, which could result in arrest. They're saying that they're hoping, too, that many of these people that are involved in this recent development will turn themselves in. Yeah, if they don't flee the country. The other schools that are involved is Eastern Michigan. Multiple players they feel are involved bets against the team in December of last year and January of this year. Games such as versus Wright State Toledo. And there was like a $10,000 wager flagged at a Mississippi casino. Also, New Orleans, UNO. Multiple players have been flagged there. The program suspended 4 players in January of this year amid possible repeat bets against the team. Mississippi Valley State. Yeah, there was multiple players involved in that too. Bets on halftime spreads, part of a broader syndicate targeting mid-majors. North Carolina, multiple players there. UBCU, 3 players were suspended as of January 30th of this year, officially unrelated but linked. Line movement in the game versus UNC Wilmington. Stony Brook, multiple players involved in that too. Bets focused on halftime outcomes, flagged in multi-game patterns. Temple and Arizona State, multiple players involved in that. It's under investigation for info sharing and self-betting. No specific games have been detailed publicly. The players remain unnamed until infraction processes have ended, their investigation. No penalty so far for the schools or staff yet. NCAA emphasized athlete education and collaboration with sports books or regulators. There has been 175 betting violations since 2018. Like I said, this illegal stuff's been going on for a long time. And there's still 17 active probes as of today. Another federal overlap and potential arrest, a gambling syndicate linked to figures like Alan Hennon, who coordinated millions of dollars in bets, Viva proxies, targeted NCAA games, overlapping with the NBA probe that's going on, such as the John Tay Porter scandal. One bettor was arrested in January of this year on unrelated drug and money laundering charges, but is tied to $10 million in wagers. No NCAA athletes' arrests have been confirmed as of today. Operation Nothing But Bet arrests in NBA gambling could expand to college ties, according to officials. NCAA President Charlie Baker noting rising cases due to online betting. And recently, the NCAA had a policy change amid the scrutiny. The NCAA, all divisions, approved allowing athletes and staff to bet on professional sports starting of November 1st of this year. So it's only going to get worse, this corruption. But they are banning college bets and info sharing. It's going to raise the risk of leading to point shaving, especially with pro college players' connections. Like I said, this is across all sports, the corruption. You can't fight the corruption. You can't win. You can't beat the house when it's all rigged. Now, the rigged poker operations have been ongoing for years, with games sanctioned by the mafia families. How they would do it is cheaters pose as fair players, but use wireless tech to relay card info, such as using contact lenses for marked cards, secret trade cameras, x-ray machines, and then the victims would lose hundreds of thousands of dollars per session. Those that lost the games and didn't pay up faced extortion or robbery. Some of the venues included Lexington Avenue in Manhattan and Washington Palace. 2 of the NBA players that participated in the poker games were Billups and Jones, using their fame to probably get other people to join the poker game. Many people, especially on X, are calling it proof that sports are rigged for decades. Other users said that if these arrests don't tell you how rigged the NBA has been for a long time, gambling has been killing sports. Yeah, the league, the NBA, now faces scrutiny amid its betting partnership. They have a betting partnership with DraftKings and FanDuel. I've talked about their commercials. You probably can expect NBA investigations and potential suspensions and call for stricter inside rules. Yeah, ill-gotten gains. It makes me wonder about Powerball, the lottery. I wouldn't be surprised if that's rigged also. I certainly hope not, but when you hear about different people winning multiple times, yeah, you really gotta wonder. Right now, the arrests only involves, the NBA and different mafia players, but you wonder, and I wonder, what about other sports such as football, baseball, other American favorite games? So, what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share your comments, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you all. Bye.